Hello esteemed colleagues, in this tutorial video we'll review how to edit items in the stock section of the stock and purchase module of the WAYL system. First of all, you will need to access stock section. It can be accessed either from the main page or from the left side menu. If you have watched already our video about functional buttons in stock module, then you are already familiar with all fields while editing item, because they are similar to adding new item. If you haven't watched this video, I strongly recommend you to watch, because we will not review all fields, only those necessary when editing. To access editing in pop-up window, just search necessary item in stock and double click on it. Pop-up window will appear. Now you can edit any field for this item, but you need to know few important things. First is that if you are making any change in item, you need to fill cause of change field. It's mandatory to know why information has been edited to track changes. Second is that all changes will be stored in archive, and now when you are editing item, archive button is active. You can press it to review all changes made for this item, for example, usage or reception of the item. And of course you can print report based on these changes. And third difference between editing and adding new item is that when editing you can enter inventory number from your stock catalog, and in this case all information currently existing in these item settings will be replaced in accordance with your entered number taken from stock catalog. Also, after entering this number, there will be no use in editing this item from local stock, since all information will be taken from main stock catalog and should be edited from this section. This is the difference between editing and adding new items. But editing is not only change of information about item, but also its consumption or ordering. So pay attention to the list of items in stock. On each item, you have consume and add to order buttons. Let's start from consume. If item has been consumed, you need to press this button. Pop-up window will appear, prompting to enter necessary information. Name field cannot be changed. Remains on board field shows how many items currently remaining, and you need to enter how many items will be consumed in consume field. Then enter reason for consumption. This is mandatory field and is used for archive to track changes. After, press confirm button. If items are missing, you can order them by pressing add to order button. Pop-up window will appear, prompting to enter necessary information. Name field is constant. Arrow B field showing how many items are currently on board. Value to order field is used to enter necessary number of items to order. Lastly, you need to select order to which item will be added. Orders are being created either by office employees or in some cases by responsible person on board. This is part of purchase module, and order is being created before adding items to you. Don't forget to leave a comment. It's mandatory field and it represents reason for order. Press add to order button to finish. On the right side from the add to order button, in some cases you will see calendar button with the cross sign on it. It means that such item has expiration date. If you will click on this icon, pop-up window will appear, prompting you to enter expiration date. Quantity field represents total items in stock, and non-entered count field represents how many of the items still don't have expiration date. Press add expiration date. New line will appear. Enter quantity and expiration date, then press save button. Now, after information for item with the expiration date has been completely entered, it can be consumed. If you will not enter this information, you will not be able to consume the item. Press consume button and you will see the difference between regular item and item with expiration date. Additional fields showing quantity at expiration date will be shown. Also, items with different expiration date will be placed on different lines and can be consumed separately. Last option is to delete item. Please pay attention that delete sign is located on the right side of every item, but in some cases, depending on screen resolution, can be hidden, and if you will need to use scrolling bar on the bottom of the page to reveal it. If you will press delete button, which looks like cross sign, you will be prompted if you definitely want to delete this item. But if this item still has remaining on board value more than 0, it cannot be deleted. There is another case when item cannot be deleted if it's used in existing vessel order, meaning it has been ordered already and cannot be deleted. I hope this information was helpful. Subscribe for the channel to stay in touch. Thanks for watching.